Hello, everybody. Jess Los with SBCA back on track with some SBCA updates after being away from BCMC. First and foremost, happy birthdays to a number of people on our staff. Sean is coming up on Monday, the 26th. Happy birthday to him. Also, Christine had a birthday last week, as well as Laura. So wish them all a very happy birthday if you happen to be in touch with them. We really appreciate that. And a special happy birthday to my little sister tomorrow on Friday. She's going to turn 40 years old, which I guess means that I'm little older than 40. Anyway, regardless, one thing that I do want to talk about, very serious note here, people using SBCA's name in their sales techniques to try to associate themselves with us when there is really no relationship. We've got one group, they've been active in the West a few months ago, and now in the Northwest, it sounds like selling some services, maybe some tax planning, that kind of thing, saying that they're doing a survey for the SBCA. It's always a little bit different. They always try to invoke SBCA to create that relationship, but there is no relationship there. They are not members. We will be getting our legal team on top of that to hopefully, after I've had several conversations with them to discourage their use of SBCA's name, to encourage them not to use it. There's better ways to do it. And they can always we're welcoming them to our family if they want to join SBCA, come to the OQMs and make relationships as they should, and not leveraging, making people think things that are untrue. So we do not want that. We will be handling that appropriately. So hopefully this gets their attention too, to where they can stop it before we have to start naming names and all that. But beyond that, another thing that does happen around BCMC time is a number of companies try to sell attendee lists, exhibitor lists, hotel rooms, that kind of stuff. Pay no attention to those either. I get emails from vendors saying, they're being very persistent. They're trying to sell the attendee list. And quite honestly, I believe we include that in the offering for our BCMC exhibitors. So there's no need to do that, but just be aware of that, be on the lookout that there are people out there trying to do that on SBCA's name, and we do not appreciate that. Beyond that, talking about hotels at BCMC, again, I thought that was handled very well by the Hilton. I appreciate their staff and everything they did. They were working around the clock, very specific individuals there. They did the best they could with that situation. But overall, I believe everybody had a great great BCMC put on by SBCA. We had record attendance since 2006. 2019 had been our previous high. We beat those numbers, so really happy about that. Sounds like a lot of people had a very good time. It was good turnout. The show floor was electric. The educational sessions were great. Emmett Smith, can I tell you, holy cow, how much fun was that? I was at the front of the room when the doors opened, and we scheduled breakfast. We scheduled a little bit later because it was East Coast, and we're trying to help out our West Coast friends, where it wasn't like 4 a.m. for them when they had to go eat breakfast. So we did a little bit later, and there's always a lot of thought that goes into that. And I thought, wow, people are hungry. They're really stacking up behind the doors there to get in and eat some food. That wasn't the case. They came in a wave to the front of the room, and I was up the front, and I'm like, holy cow, this is serious. And that's when I realized that we had a hit on our hands with Emmett Smith. He did a great job. It was a really good message. It was standing room only. Sorry, Jack Dermer. I saw your LinkedIn comment. Apologize if you were not able to get a seat. But beyond that, everybody loved it. Had fun with it. Gene did a good job. I enjoyed speaking to that full room. It was fun. Allie Wolf as well. I don't think we'd ever had as many people at an econ session either. And it helps when you have really good attendance. But one of those things that, she did a great job. She knocked it out of the park. I can't tell you how many people commented to me afterwards. Not only, the material that she was delivering, which we understand where the economy is, where, those that are paying attention, but just the professionalism of her delivery and how she does it and how she relates, and very humble in her approach. Very appreciative of that. Allie did a great job. So, if you get a chance to talk to her, tell her we want her back for next year. So hopefully we can work that out. Beyond that, education sessions were great. Really fun time in Columbus. It was a good time of year to be there. Love to know everybody's thoughts on it being in September versus October. Contractually, we've got another one in Indianapolis coming up in September next year, but we are starting to plan for 24, 25. If it's something that people like that, specifically those in the northern states, I know when it gets into October, you're pushing because winter's happening. Is this a little bit better being, 4 weeks early, maybe 6 weeks, 5 weeks, somewhere in there? Love to have that feedback to know what we need to do long-term for planning BCMC. Again, this one was kind of a slip it in there based on everything that happened in 2020 with the Columbus Convention Center. So they were able to work with us. Again, we're trying to get all that feedback wrapped up, trying to make the show better. We're always looking to make things better at SBCA. So really that's kind of our motto as far as staff goes, is what can we do to continuously improve this association and our offerings like BCMC. So with that, I'm at 5 minutes. Make sure that I got everything here. Birthdays, SBCA's name dropping. Don't appreciate that. But yeah, great time for SBCA. It was a great show. Really looking forward to the next few months as we get into next year through our strategic planning process. Also, as we get into our committee chairs and all the committee meetings and all that. Again, we won't be in person again until January in Phoenix with an OQM. So mark that down. It's going to be a nice time to go to Phoenix. If you're a little afraid of the cold, what can happen in January, be on the lookout there. So with that, I'm going to press on and peaks up, and we'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.